Thomas was 72 years old, but every morning he woke up at exactly 6:30. Not because he had to work anymore. He had been retired for almost 10 years. But habits stay with you longer than people think. He lived in a small wooden house near a quiet lake, the kind of place where mornings were silent except for birds and the wind touching the water. Every day he made the same breakfast, black coffee and 2 slices of toast. On the kitchen table there was always one special thing, an old silver watch. The watch was very old. It had scratches on the glass and the leather strap was worn out. But Thomas never replaced it. Because the watch wasn't just a watch, it was a memory. 45 years ago, when Thomas was young, he worked as a train engineer. Long hours, long tracks, long nights. But he loved it. The sound of the train wheels on rails was like music to him. One winter evening, when snow was falling heavily, Thomas was finishing his shift at the station. He noticed an old man sitting alone on a bench. The man looked cold and tired. Thomas walked over. "Are you waiting for someone?" he asked. The old man smiled slowly. "No," he said, "just watching people hurry through life." They started talking. The conversation lasted only 20 minutes, but it felt longer, like two strangers somehow understood each other. Before leaving, the old man took off his watch and handed it to Thomas. "This watch reminds people of something important," he said. Thomas was confused. "What is it?" he asked. The old man simply replied, "Time doesn't move fast. People do." And then he left. Thomas never saw him again. At first, the watch seemed ordinary, but over the years, Thomas noticed something strange. Whenever life became stressful, whenever he felt lost, he would look at the watch, and somehow he would slow down. He would breathe. He would remember that moments matter more than speed. Years passed. Thomas married, raised 2 children, worked thousands of long shifts, and watched the world change faster than he ever expected. But the watch stayed. Through happiness, through loss, through quiet evenings and difficult days. And now at 72, Thomas still placed it on the table every morning. One day his grandson Daniel came to visit. Daniel was 17, always busy, always on his phone, always rushing somewhere. "Grandpa," Daniel said while looking at the watch, "why do you keep this old thing? Your phone shows the time better." Thomas laughed softly. "Yes," he said, "but this watch shows something your phone doesn't." Daniel looked curious. "What?" Thomas picked up the watch and placed it in Daniel's hand. "This reminds me that life is not about moving faster. It's about noticing the moments while time is moving." Daniel looked at the watch quietly. For the first time that day, he wasn't checking his phone. Outside, the lake was calm. The wind moved slowly through the trees, and for a small moment, time felt like it had stopped. But of course, time never stops. It simply waits for us to notice it.